We are going to continue with the lesson that we started last week, entitled, Behold How Good and Pleasant It Is.
Yes, it is.
Behold how good and pleasant it is. And we got this from the scripture in Psalms 133. That's the Old Testament. Let's go to Psalms 133.
Praise Yahweh.
And we ask to please turn all cell phones off, because we are recording. We don't want it to show up on the recording. Psalms 133. I'm going to read one verse. Verse 1.
Hallelujah.
Psalms 133 is on, got it? All right. And let's read verse 1, please.
Praise Yahweh.
Behold how good and how pleasant it is for believers to dwell together in unity.
It says, Behold how good or tov and how pleasant it is for Ak or brethren to dwell together in unity,
Yes.
to live together in unity. So Yahweh showed us on the first part of this show that He is pleased when He looks down into the earth and He sees that His children are getting along.
Hallelujah.
And Yahweh has showed us some things about brethren living together in unity.
Yes.
They realize that we're all different. We're
Yeah.
part of one body,
Hallelujah.
but we have not all been called to do the specific same thing.
Right, right.
And Yahweh said that it's good and it's pleasant. And Yahweh showed us in the first show that He likes things to be good.
Yes, He does.
And we saw in the first chapter in Bereshith or Genesis, where He started out saying He created the earth, He created the heaven, He created the sun, the moon. He said it's good, it's
Yes,
good.
it is.
And then at the end, after He created man, He said it's very good.
Praise Yahweh.
So Yahweh likes things to be good.
Uh-huh.
And we have to do it in the way that He says is good.
Thus says
We
Yahweh.
looked up that Hebrew word good, and it actually means the best.
Okay.
It means better. It
Huh.
means excellent. It means
Okay.
the best that you can do. So when we do things according to what Yahweh said is good,
Yes, it
then
is.
that's the best that we can do.
Yes, it is.
All right, in the Old Testament, let's go to Isaiah or YHWH 58. Isaiah 58. So now, there was something that came up last Shabbat, because Yahweh had, the Ruach had me teaching on that brethren dwelling together in unity. And sometimes we think we know what Yahweh means when He tells us something. But there's one good thing about our Father Yahweh. He lets us know specifically
Yes,
what
He does.
He means.
To the point.
So, brethren dwelling together in unity does not mean that we won't disagree.
Right, right. Y'all right,
But
right.
we can disagree without being disagreeable.
Okay.
We can disagree without disrespecting,
Tell it like it is,
without
Rob.
trying to force
Huh.
somebody to come on our side and agree with us.
Okay.
So this brethren dwelling together in
Praise
unity
Yahweh.
means that we agree about the weightier matters. We're going to
Right,
see
right,
today,
right.
Yahweh says there's some things that are light,
Uh-huh.
then there's some things that are weighty. In other words, you definitely need to understand these, and you definitely need to be part of Yahweh's people in unity that are doing these things.
Y'all right,
We're in
Rob. Tell it like it
Isaiah
is.
58, and we want to read verse 13.
Praise
Isaiah
Yahweh.
58, and let's start reading at verse 13, please.
If thou turn away thy foot from the Sabbath, from doing thy pleasure on my holy day, and call the Sabbath a delight, the holy of Yahweh, honorable, and shall honor him, not doing thine own ways, nor finding time on pleasure, nor speaking thy own words.
So here, this is a weightier matter. This is
Okay.
something that
Yeah.
brethren living together in unity in the earth agree on. It
Okay.
says, if thou turn away thy foot from Shabbat, or the Sabbath, from doing what? Your own pleasure.
Uh-huh.
I got a pleasure, some stuff I like to do.
Right?
And then you have pleasure stuff you like to do. So Yahweh said, whatever your
That
pleasure
right?
is, don't do that today.
Y'all right? Y'all right, right? So the hams can know.
Brethren in unity understand that.
Yes.
They agree on that.
Okay?
Don't do my pleasure or your pleasure
Right.
on Yahweh's Kadesh Yom, a holy day. And call HaShabbat, his Shabbat, a delight.
Yes.
Don't be grieved because Yahweh is saying you can't do such and such
Okay.
on that day. He said, call it a delight.
That's right.
He said, HaKadesh, or the holy of Yahweh, his kabod is honorable.
Yes.
And if you shall kabod or honor him, this is what you do. This is what brethren living together, dwelling together in unity do. They agree that it is honorable to do what Yahweh says. And shall kabod him, not doing your own ways, nor finding your own pleasure, nor amar your own dabar. So if you're a person that likes to talk, and you think when you come together to the Shabbat assembly, it's time for you to catch up with what you did during the week with your brothers and sisters, Yahweh saying, don't do that.
That
That's
right?
your pleasure. Doesn't mean that you don't let people know some things that are going on.
Right?
But don't make it all around you and yours. Yahweh said, this is my day,
Yes,
this
it
is for
is.
me.
Praise the mighty
When
God.
we live together in unity with brethren, this is what we agree on.
Right, right?
All right? Verse 14.
Then shalt thou delight thyself in Yahweh, and I will cause thee to ride upon the high places of the earth, and feed thee with heritage of Jacob thy father, for the mouth of Yahweh have spoken.
Praise
All
the
right, so
mighty
this is
God.
how we stay in unity with the brethren.
Okay.
This is how we get in unity. It says, then you shall delight yourself in Yahweh.
Yes.
We delight ourselves in Yahweh.
Yes, we do.
And Yahweh will cause us to ride upon the high places of high
Yes,
earth.
he will. Yes, he
He will
has.
cause us to be the creme de la creme, the cream of the earth.
Yes, he has. Yes, he
And
will.
feed us with the heritage of Yaakov,
Hallelujah.
our
Promise.
Abba or Father. Says, for the mouth of Yahweh
Yahweh.
or spoken this. So this is how we, brethren in unity, come together and stay together in unity.
That's right.
Let's go to the New Testament.
Praise the mighty
In
God.
Romans, the New Testament in Romans. So last Shabbat, we had some guests here, and there was mention made of a business venture, going to the New Testament to Romans,
Praise.
that
All right.
one person was engaged in. So it was time for us to turn out. And the Ruach, through me, asked if we could turn the service out, then continue the discussion afterward. So I was pulled aside privately, and after we turned out, I was pulled aside privately, and then I was told that, oh, Sister Shelomah, you should really hear what this brother has to say, and because he's talking about that. And then I said, I already know about it. Said, matter of fact, some people that I was working with, these lawyers, they already were into that years ago. And so that was all that was said. But the reason that it was turned out was because of what we just read in YHWH, Isaiah.
Right, right.
It's not about because there are people here to hear about your business
Y'all
venture,
right. Y'all right, right.
that
Tell
it
like
should
it.
become the focus or be allowed to continue any longer than, okay, you let us know what it's
That's
about.
right.
There's no reason for me, knowing what Yahweh
Praise
said
the
in
mighty God. That's
YHWH,
right. Tell it like it is.
to continue to let that be an open discussion.
Right, right.
Now, some of you want to listen to it after the service is closed out, but to provide an open forum.
Right,
But
right.
I didn't get to explain to the brother because he brought it to me because he thought I didn't know what it was about.
Okay.
But so we'll talk later because we're like I said, we're dwelling together in unity.
Hallelujah.
And I appreciate him pulling me aside privately. But the whole point is, this is about Yahweh.
That's right.
So whatever any of us have going on,
Huh.
then to stay in unity with Yahweh and His people,
Okay.
there are times when we're going to have to say, well, you know what, can we table this and discuss this later? All right, so we're in Romans, the 12th chapter.
Praise Almighty Yah.
Praise Yahweh. I just wanted to mention that because I think part of it was that sometimes we try to figure out what Yahweh means dwelling together in unity.
Huh?
Yahweh doesn't mean that we become yes men and women. That's not dwelling together in unity. Dwelling together in unity is me respecting your right to believe about the Bible what you believe,
Yah, right.
and vice versa.
Tell it like
That's
it
dwelling in unity.
is. Yes.
Dwelling in unity is me not coming over to your temple and trying to teach a private lesson
Tell it like it is,
to the people of Yahweh because you disagree with what Yahweh has said your particular, because I disagree with what Yahweh has said your particular temple up for.
Okay.
If I come to your house,
Uh-huh.
if I dwell in unity with you, that means I respect your house.
That's right.
And I don't come over there with my own private agenda.
Trying, right?
And vice versa.
That right?
So that's part of dwelling together in unity.
Respect.
All right, we're in Romans the 12th chapter. Let's start at verse 17.
Hallelujah.
Romans 12, and let's read verse 17, please. Romans 12 and verse 17.
Recompense to no man evil for evil. Provide things honest in the sight of all.
Hallelujah.
All right, so let's read 17 again, please.
Recompense to no man evil for evil. Provide things honest in the sight of all men.
And let's read verse 18.
If it be possible, as much as live in you, live peacefully with all men.
All right, very good. It says, recompense to no Adam, Ra, or no man evil for Ra or evil. Provide things honest in the sight of all
That's
Adam
right.
or men. If it be possible. There are some people, they just like to fight and they like to argue. If you're a peacemaker and you don't like to fight and argue, it says, if it be possible, as much as lieth in you.
Right.
You do your best to live in peace with them, but
That's
if you
right.
can't, it says, live shalom with all Adam. But you may have to separate.
That's it.
You may not want to just
Tell
always
like it
come
is.
in fighting. I remember there was a brother that said, yeah, and I just like to argue.
Yeah.
I like to debate. I like to.
I know, right?
Well, I respect your right to do
That
that.
right?
But if I don't like to debate, then we both have the option not to do what it is that we want to do within Yahweh's will, right?
Okay.
I don't have to become a debater. You don't have to not be a debater. But we do have to separate if both of us can't have peace in that situation.
That's right.
This is what this lesson is about. Because Yahweh looks down and he sees it and he says, oh, that's good. That's very good.
Hallelujah.
My children are living together in unity.
Right.
So it's how Yahweh says in unity. We're in the New Testament. Let's go to Ephesians.
Praise
He
Yahweh.
said, don't, if somebody does wicked to you, don't pay
That's
them back
right.
with wickedness.
That's right.
But he said you may have to separate from that.
Yeah. Some
that
from
person.
things and people.
If they want to be a debater, then more power to them.
That's
They just
right.
have to get away from you if you don't want to be a debater. Ephesians, the 6th chapter. And we want to start at verse 13. Ephesians, the 6th chapter. All right. So now coming together in unity is not being yes men and yes women.
No.
And we can go to each other's temples. And the Ruach had said on the first show that we had a wonderful role model like Yahshua.
Yes.
Where the first temple we left from, Brother Stearns, he let us come back to the temple. And we would, sit during the Shabbat class because we had hours early. And then on the Shabbat, I believe the children's class started at 1, and then they had the regular Shabbat class. It was on Friday nights, but they had another Shabbat class at 2:30. So we were able to get over there on the
Praise
south
Yahweh.
side. And Brother Stearns always embraced us, always welcomed
Just
us.
like Yahweh, you
And
sure
that's where Micaiah got his
Hallelujah. Praise the mighty God. Hallelujah.
ability to dwell in unity with brethren that didn't agree
Right.
with the vision that Yahweh gave for this temple.
Okay.
But all of us are supposed to have that,
Yes.
that vision.
Yes.
All right? And that's the way Yahweh and Yahshua are.
That's the way they are.
Not once did Brother Stearns tell, okay,
Huh.
he didn't do that. All right? Let's read verse 13, please.
Hallelujah.
Wherefore take unto you the whole amount of Elohim, that ye
6.
may be able to withstand in the evil day, and having done all to stand.
Verse
Yes.
14.
Stand therefore, having your lions girded about with truth, and having on the breastplate of righteousness,
Verse 15.
and your feet shod with the preparation of the good news of peace.
So he said, this is what we do every day.
That's right. Every
Because
day.
we're going
All
to come in
day.
contact with people that differ
Yeah.
or that see things from the Bible differently than we do, but we still want to stay in shalom.
Is that right?
He says 15, and your feet shod with the preparation of the good news or the doctrine of shalom.
Okay.
We're about being in peace.
Yes, we are.
Why? Because we're all part of one body.
Yes, we are.
All right? We're in the New Testament. Let's go to
Praise
Luke.
the
Let's
mighty
go to
God.
Luke, the 4th chapter. Coming together in unity is what Yahweh teaches unity
That's it.
is. Luke, the 4th chapter.
Praise the mighty Yah.
And unity takes seeing the big picture of what Yahweh is doing.
That's right.
Yahweh's not just doing little bitty things.
Oh no.
He's doing a big, big thing
Praise the mighty
that
Yah.
he's been doing from the foundation of the world.
Hallelujah.
We're in Luke, the 4th chapter, and we are just blessed to be part
Yes,
of it.
we are. Praise the mighty Yah.
We have the privilege of being part of the big thing that Yahweh is
That's
doing.
right.
And we need to recognize Yahweh is the one that allowed us to be part of this.
Hallelujah. Praise
We're not
Yahweh.
running anything.
No,
Yahweh
we're
is
not.
running everything.
Yes, he is.
And he's the one that said, it's good and pleasant
It is.
for my children to understand what I'm doing
Tell it like it
and
is,
to
Akar.
appreciate and recognize what I'm doing.
Yes.
All right, Luke 9. Okay, and we want to start at, let's start at verse 49 again. Luke 9, and let's read verse 49.
Hallelujah.
And John answered and said, Master, we saw one casting out devils in thy name, and we forbid him because he followed not with us.
So here's Yochanan. He's saying, Yahshua, Adon, or Master, we saw one Akkad, or one casting out devils in your Shem, using Yahshua's name. But guess what? They weren't part of that disciple group that was following Yahshua.
Right, right.
He said, and we told him stop,
Huh.
because he wasn't part of our little clique here.
Right. Yeah, so they thought.
Even though Yahshua was the head of that, Yahshua is not about cliques.
Not right.
He's about us coming together in unity, recognizing we're the ones that fit into the big picture.
That's right.
We're
Getting
not
his
the
work
ones
done.
that say, okay, you don't fit in. And no.
Right. Right.
All right?
I don't know what they
So
corrupt.
these disciples were wrong, and Yahshua going to tell them
Right,
they
right.
were wrong. All right, verse 50.
And Yahshua said unto him, Forbid him not, for he that is not against us is for us.
He said, no, don't
That's
stop them. So those that are not against us
Right, right.
are for us.
Yes, they are.
Now, when you're in unity, you may not see the Bible 100% according to every jot and tittle.
Okay.
That's not up to you
No, it's not.
to reconcile that with each other. You say, this is how I see it. The other person says, this is how I see it.
Okay.
Leave it alone.
That's it.
You told them how you see it.
Uh-huh.
Here Yahshua is saying, hey, don't forbid him to do that, for he that is not against us is for us.
Right, right.
Now where we can get out of disunity is coming against somebody else.
Right,
I
right.
always said, Yahweh, teach the word, be instant in season, out of season.
Right, right.
He didn't say teach on other people. He didn't say attack people within the body. That's
Right, right.
disunity. And we're going to find out, Yahweh says that stinks.
Hallelujah.
Unity is good and pleasant to
Yes,
him.
it is.
Disunity stinks.
Y'all right, so damn you know.
All right, verse 51.
And it came to pass, when the time was come, that he should be received up he steadfastly set his face to go to Jerusalem.
All right, so here's Yahshua. Now, Ruach HaKodesh has told him, hey, you're supposed to go to Jerusalem
Okay.
now. And then when Yahweh tells us something, there are times where we can be so focused on it, which we want to be focused on it, people can misinterpret that as ignoring them. No, it's not ignoring them. It's just you focused on what Yahweh's telling you to
Thus
do.
says Yahweh.
And you don't want to be distracted.
That right?
All right? Skip down to verse 53.
Hallelujah.
And they did not receive him, because his face was as though he would go to Jerusalem.
All right, so here are some people that looks like they assumed Yahshua was rejecting them. It said
Yeah.
they did not receive Yahshua. Why? Because he was focused.
Yeah,
It says
man
his
was
face
focused.
was as though he would go to Jerusalem.
Right?
And if that's what Yahweh told him to do, then that's
That right.
where he's
Thus says
going.
Yahweh.
He's focused on that. Read verse 54.
And when his disciples James and John saw this, they said, Master, wilt thou that we command fire to come down from heaven and consume them, even as Elias did?
So now here's the disciples. Yahshua, he perceived it.
Yeah.
But he's still staying focused. He's not upset.
That's it.
Sometimes people think, okay, well, you're supposed to give me a certain amount of respect or whatever. People don't have to respect you. But the thing is, you let them know what their boundaries are.
Right.
Now, if you come up into a certain place and you start disrespecting, it's
Okay.
like disrespecting all you want out on the street.
Right.
But there are certain things that you're not going to do in Yahweh's house.
That right.
You're
Y'all right.
not
Tell
allowing
like
me
it
to
is.
do when I come over to your house.
Right?
All right? It said, and when his disciples, Yaakov and Yachanan, saw this, the people didn't receive except Yahshua. People don't have to accept us.
That right?
All right? But the brethren in unity accept us.
Yeah, sure.
They amar Yahshua. Wilt thou that we command fire to come down from Shemayim and consume them, even as Layil did? You said, hey, we know you're the Messiah.
Yeah.
We know you're running this thing. Let's just burn them up right now.
Right. No compassion.
All right. So 55. What did Yahshua say? 55.
But he turned and rebuked them, and said, Ye know not what manner of spirit ye are of.
He said Yahshua turned and rebuked them.
Right.
He told them, stop that.
I know,
No,
right?
you don't do that.
That childish play.
And he amar you yada or know not what manner of ruach spirit
Ibryi.
you are. Why? That's the devil.
That's right. Y'all right. Tell
Why are
like
you
it
gonna
is.
hurt some people just because they don't receive you or me? You don't do it that way.
No.
You said you don't know what ruach you're of. You're talking dangerously when you're
Right,
talking about
right.
hurting somebody. Whether they're following Yahweh for real or not, don't go that way.
That right?
And brethren in unity, understand that. Verse 56.
For the Son of Man is not come to destroy men's lives, but to save them. And they went to another village.
He said,
Hallelujah.
this is not why
I know.
Yahshua came.
That's right.
He said the Father wishes that none would perish.
Yes.
All right, so let's look at that reference in the Old Testament
Praise
in 2
Almighty
Kings,
God.
the first chapter, where one of Yahweh's servants did call down fire.
Okay.
2 Kings, the first chapter. So we just want to look at that reference because that's what they were referring to.
Right.
Ooh, let's just call fire
I
down
know, right?
and consume them. Let's let them know, hey, this is the right way. Let's let them know
Okay.
this is the right temple. You don't do it that way.
No.
All right, 2 Kings, the first chapter.
Hallelujah.
And we're going to start reading at verse 1. Now this is the Nabi, the prophet, the righteous person that Yahweh let call fire down
Yes, he
from
did.
heaven.
Hallelujah.
He sent fire down. We're going to see he killed some people. All right, but we had already seen in the account that we were looking at that these people weren't against
Right.
Yahshua. They just weren't part of those 12 that he
Right.
had. All right, 2 Kings 1, let's read verse 1, please.
Hallelujah.
Now King David was old.
2 Kings,
Number 2.
yes. 2 Kings 1.
Praise Yahweh.
We're going to start at verse 1.
Okay. Then Moab rebelled against Israel after the death of Ahab.
Ahab. All right, and that's a wicked king of
Okay.
Israel. All right, verse 2.
And Azariah fell down through a lattice in his upper chamber that was in Samaria, and was sick. And he sent messengers and said unto them, Go, empire of
Beelzebub.
Beelzebub, and the mighty one of Erechim, whether I shall recover of this disease.
Now, here's this black Shemite king,
Okay.
Ahaziah, says he fell down through a lattice in his upper chamber that was in Samaria, and he was sick.
Okay.
So now he's sending messengers, and he and Mara said unto him, Go inquire of Beelzebub,
Okay.
the pagan Elohim
I know, right?
of Ekron,
Huh.
whether I shall recover of this disease.
Huh.
Now, I got Smith's Bible Dictionary here,
Huh.
because I wanted to know who is this Beelzebub.
Huh.
So Beelzebub is part of the pagan deity Baal,
Okay.
okay, Baal, the supreme male divinity of the Phoenician and Canaanite nations. So those were the Hamite
Okay.
false gods, all right? And then as we found out, Ashtoreth is the supreme female divinity. So they thought Baal was married to Ashtoreth,
Huh.
okay? So now the plural of Baal is Baalim. Now part of Baalim, Baal had different names. He had a name Baal-berith, that means the covenant of Baal. Baal-zebub, which means Lord of the Flies. You're still talking about Baal, this Phoenician deity. And they have Baal-Hanan and Baal-Peor, Lord of the Opening. And this is where they went to temple and they had sexual relations with each other. But this is this Baal-Peor. And
Okay.
now it says, he asked him to go inquire this pagan deity in Ekron. So Ekron is, the name of the city means torn up by the roots.
Huh.
It's one of the 5 towns belonging to the lords of the Philistines.
Mm.
So we see these are pagan deities
Right,
that
right.
our forefathers. Here's this king going to say, okay, go and ask of this pagan
I
deity,
know, right?
this statue,
Huh.
what's going to happen to me.
Huh.
All right, verse 3. Now what did Yahweh do? Verse 3.
But the angel of Yahweh said to Elijah, the Tishbe, Arise, go up to meet the messengers of the king of Samaria, and say unto them, Is it not because there is not an Elohim to Israel that ye go to empire of Baalmusim, the mighty one of Erechim?
He said, but Hamalek of Yahweh amar to Aliyah the Tishbite. Now this talking about this Shemite,
Right, right.
black prophet, all right? Arise, go up to meet the messengers of Hamelech, the king of Samaria, this king Ahaziah,
Uh-huh.
and say unto them, is it not because there's not an Elohim in Israel that you go to inquire of Beelzebub, this
Right.
pagan deity, the Elohim of Ekron? So Yahweh's confronting this man
That's right.
about him going to act like, you know, Yahweh is not the Elohim of
Right.
Israel. All right, verse 4.
Now therefore, thus said Yahweh, thou shalt not come down from that hill on which thou art gone up, but shall surely die. And Elijah departed.
All right, so Elijah said, in the point you going to this statue, I'll tell you right now. It said, Yahweh said this, now thus far Yahweh, thou shalt not come down from that bed on which you are gone up, but shall surely move or die. You're going to die.
Yeah.
And Eliel, he left.
It's just, yeah.
All right, so now then the messengers turn back and the king gonna want, what's going on? I sent you all out to ask of this pagan deity what
Okay.
happened. All right, let's skip to verse 6.
And they said unto him, There came a man up to meet us, and said unto us, Go, turn again unto the king that sent you, and say unto him, Thus said Yahweh, Is it not because there is not an Elohim in Israel that thou sittest to empire of
Beelzebub.
Beelzebub, the mighty one of Ekron? Therefore thou shalt not come down from that bed on which thou art gone up, but shalt surely die.
Verse 7.
And he said unto them, What manner of man was he which came up to meet you and told you these words?
Verse 8.
And they answered him, He was an hairy man and girl with a girdle of leather around his loins. And he said, It is Elijah the Tishbite.
All right.
Huh.
So he's saying, all right, why do you come back? And he
I
said,
know,
hey,
right?
there was a man that met us and said, no, you're going to die. Then he said, okay, well, what kind of man was this that told you that? They answered him, verse 8, he was a hairy Adam, a man, girded about with a girdle of leather about his loins or his waist.
Hallelujah.
And he and my, it's Eliah.
Right.
It's Eliah the Tishbite, okay? It's the black Shemite prophet. So this man, he wasn't as dumb as he was pretending,
Right,
but
right.
he just had turned his back on Yahweh.
That's it.
Now see what he did. We're getting ready to see where Yahweh starts throwing down fire
Okay.
from heaven. Verse 9.
Then the king sent unto him a captain of 50 with his 50,
50.
and he went up to him, and behold, he sat on the top of an hill, and he spake unto him, Thou man of Elohim, the king hath said, Come down.
Now, okay, now here the king sent 100, the captain with 101 said, send unto him a captain of 50 with his 50, that's 100, and then the captain is 101, and he went up to Eliah. And behold, Eliah sat on the top of a hill, so he just got him a post sitting, seeing him coming.
Right.
All right? And he Amar spake unto him, Thou Adam, a man of Elohim, Hamelech, the king, have Amar come down. All right, so he said, hey, you man of Elohim, the king said, come down.
Right.
All right, verse 10.
And Elijah answered and said to the captain of 50, If I be a man of Elohim, then set fire.
Then let
fire come down from heaven and consume thee and thy 50.
Woo.
And there came down fire from heaven and consumed him and his 50.
Huh.
Now, this was Yahweh throwing fire down, right?
Right.
And Eliah answered, and Amar said to the captain of 50, if I be a Adam of Elohim, if I be a man of Elohim, like you're saying, now evidently these people were wicked,
Okay.
then let fire come down from Shemayim and consume thee and thy 50.
Huh.
And what happened? There came fire
That right?
down from Shemayim and consumed him and his 50.
Huh.
Remember Yahshua said, if they're not against us,
Okay.
they're with us. So
Right,
evidently these people were against Yahweh.
Hallelujah.
All right, verse 11.
Again also he sent unto him another captain of 50 with his 50. And he answered and said unto him, O man of Elohim, thus hath the king said, Come down quickly.
Now this one gonna say, the king said, come down quickly.
Okay.
So again, here's the king now. 101 people burned up. Now he's sending some more. 101 people. And he answered and Amar unto him, O Adam, a man of Elohim, thus hath Amalek Amar, or the king, come down quickly. It's like, go quit messing around.
Right.
All right,
Quick.
come on down. The king is asking you to
That's
come
right.
down.
The king.
Commanding you to come down.
Yeah.
All right, verse 12.
And Elijah answered and said unto them, If I be a man of Elohim, let fire come down from heaven and consume thee and thy 50.
Huh.
And the fire of Elohim came down from heaven and consumed him and his 50.
So Leah just repeated what he said. Hey, if I be a man of Elohim, let fire come down. And then Yahweh said, poof. So then there's 101 people dead again. And again now, Yahweh's not this arbitrary, you know, they have Greek and Roman mythology where they show you these GODS's and they're fickle and all that stuff. No, that's a fantasy.
Yeah,
Yahweh is
right. I
righteous.
tell like it
So
is.
these were unrighteous people.
That's right.
Now, if you're going to show this next captain, he's got some wisdom. You're going to see what he did. He didn't just come saying the king demands that you come down.
Okay.
He didn't take that approach. All right, let's read verse 13.
Praise Yahweh.
And he sent again a captain of the third 50 with his 50, and the third captain of 50 went up.
He went up now. Yes, go ahead.
And came and fell on his knees before Elijah. And he sought him and said unto him, O man of Elohim, I pray thee, let my life and the life of these 50 thy servants be precious in thy sight.
So now he humbled himself.
All right.
Brethren in unity humble themselves.
That's right.
They're not coming in to lord anything over you and be master
Praise the
over
mighty
you.
Yah. That's right.
It says, he sent again, this is the third captain of the third 50 with his 50, and the third captain of the 50 went up. All the rest of them is yelling up from the hill, hey, Elijah, come down.
You know, right?
And he came and he fell on his knees before Elijah.
Okay.
And it said, besought, and he begged him, and said unto him, O man of Elohim, I halal thee, or I pray thee,
Yeah.
I beseech you, let my kai, my life, and the kai, the life of these 50 thy ebed, or servants, be precious in your sight. So he's recognizing that he's got the power to kill thee.
All right.
So the first thing he did was give him his propers.
That's right.
That's what I do when I go over to your house.
That's right.
I give you your propers. I don't come in looking in your refrigerator and turning on your TV and, right? I don't do that.
Right.
All right, verse 14.
Behold, there came fire down from the heaven and burnt up the two captains of the former 50s with their 50s. Therefore, let my life now be precious in thy sight.
So he's saying, you know, let my life, I understand,
Recognize.
or as you burnt these other guys up, I'm
Right.
asking you for mercy, and let my life be precious in your sight. Now, here's Yahweh. He's not, first of all, the man of Yahweh didn't say, hey, if I be a man of Yahweh, let fire come down.
Right.
But now Yahweh speaks to Aliyah and tells him what to do.
Great.
Verse 15.
And the angel of Yahweh said unto Elijah, Go down with him, be not afraid of him. And he arose and went down with him unto the king.
All right, so Aliyah went with him unto the king. But you see, in the New Testament, where the disciples were asking fire to come down and consume them, this is what they were referring to.
Right.
But this is a whole different scenario.
Yes, it is.
You got these people worshiping this false deity, Beelzebub. All right, so it's a totally different thing.
Yes, it is. Right.
So now he went with this third captain.
Thus says Yahweh.
Now he told the king to his face the same thing that he had said. Because sometimes people think, well, you know what, the least you could do, like the man from, was it Naaman, that had leprosy.
Okay.
He said, well, you know, at least the prophet could have come and told me to my face. He's sending somebody out here. You know, we shouldn't think we're so self-important.
Right.
Oh, at least you could tell me to my face. Oh, forget that. What difference does it make as long as you get the message? Verse 16.
And he said unto him, Thus said Yahweh, forasmuch as thou hast sent messengers to inquire of Beelzebub, the mighty one of Aram, is it not because there is no Elohim in Israel to inquire of his word? Therefore thou shalt not come down off that bed on which thou art gone up, but shalt surely die.
All right, so he told him to his face, and he did surely die. Let's stay in the Old Testament and go to Micah.
The mighty Yah.
So it says that king died according to the word of Yahweh.
That's right.
And then another king came in his stead. All right, we're in the Old Testament, Micah.
Praise Yahweh.
Micah.
Praise
We want to go to
mighty
chapter 2. Micah.
Hallelujah.
So dwelling in unity takes recognizing other brethren,
Yes, it does.
no matter how big or small their temples
That
are
right?
part of one larger
Hallelujah.
body
Hallelujah.
of Mashiach on the earth.
Tell it like it is.
That's what dwelling in unity takes.
That's what it is.
We're not like the strangers out here in the world,
Right.
the spiritually dead people.
Right. Tell it like it is,
To
Rob.
stay in unity and to get in unity, you got to recognize, doesn't matter how big or small
right?
the temple that you go to
Not yours anyway.
is, we're all part of one larger
One
body
body.
in the Messiah on the earth.
Hallelujah.
And we're not all in one place. We're
No, we're not.
scattered throughout the earth.
That's right.
Yahweh said He scattered us through the four corners of the
Yes, He
earth.
has.
So we got temples all over the
Yes,
place.
we do. Praise be to the
Some
mighty
might
God.
be bigger, some might be smaller. So what?
That's right.
Yahweh wants His people to have some temples close to where they don't have to travel all over the
Hallelujah.
place.
Praise
All
Yahweh.
Praise
right.
God.
Teach us.
Micah 2, and let's read verse 12, please.
Hallelujah.
Micah 2 and verse 12 reads,
Yeah.
yeah, Micah the second chapter. You're in Micah. Turn over to the second chapter.
Praise the mighty Yah.
You're in another book. Micah chapter 2. Read verse 12.
Hallelujah.
I will surely assemble, O Jacob, all of thee. I will surely gather the remnant of Israel. I will put them together as the sheep of Uzziah, Basra as the flock in the midst of their fold. They shall make great noise by reason of the multitude of men.
So Yahweh says, I have a whole lot of people
Hallelujah.
throughout the world.
Yes.
And He said, not temples come together in unity. We can do that.
Yes.
But it says, I will surely assemble, O Yaakov.
Yes, He will.
And you know what? The ones of us that are dwelling in together in unity, we're assembled now.
Yes, we are.
We don't physically have to be with each other.
No, we do not.
We're assembled in unity spiritually.
That's right.
Because we believe the same. We have one
Right.
goal, that is to make the footprint of Yahweh larger in the earth.
Hallelujah. That's
Those
it.
people that are obeying Yahweh
Hallelujah.
and doing what He says to do.
That right.
He says, I will surely assemble, O Yaakov, all of thee. Those that are scattered throughout the four corners of the earth.
Yes.
I will surely gather the remnant of Israel. Yahweh still calls us a remnant, even though there's a lot of us
That's
when we
right.
come together.
That's right.
He said, I will put them together as the sheep of Basra, as the flock in the midst of their fold. They shall make great noise by reason of the multitude of Adam, because there's so many of them. When I put them together. All right, but meanwhile, we're supposed to be living in unity.
That's right.
Living in harmony with each other. Let's go to the New Testament, to 1 John.
Praise the mighty Yah.
So dwelling in unity stops one temple from thinking it is Mashiach's entire body.
No, they did.
When you dwell together in unity, you realize, oh, there's other temples that are out
I
there
know,
that are
right?
serving Yahweh. And again, they might not have the same jot and tittle.
That's
Yahweh
right.
said, I'm going to assemble you
Yes,
all.
He will.
Just you be in peace with each
That's
other.
it.
Let me look down from Shemayim and see you all getting along.
Hallelujah. Praise the
That's
mighty Yah.
amazing.
Praise the mighty Yah.
1 John, the second chapter. It's in the New Testament. All right, you there? 1 John 2, we want to read one verse, verse 19.
Hallelujah.
So, brethren in unity stops one temple from claiming that they're the whole body of Mashiach.
Right.
So, those of us that are in unity, when we hear one temple claiming they're the whole body of Mashiach, you got to come to them. You can't get the word unless you come to them. Then we understand they're out of disunity.
That's right.
They're in
Yah.
disunity.
That's right.
They're not unified. And when Yahweh looks down on them, it's stinking. It doesn't smell sweet.
No, it
it's
does
pleasant.
not. How could it?
All right? You don't want to see that.
No, it does not.
1 John 2, let's read one verse, verse
Hallelujah.
19.
They went out from us, but they were not of us. For if they had been of us, they would no doubt have continued with us. But they went out that they might be made manifest that they were not all of us.
Now, years ago, and for years, people have been using this scripture and trying to claim they're the entire body of Mashiach. And they say they went out from us, or used to be a part of our temple, but they were not of us. Why? Because they think they're Jerusalem.
Okay.
They think they're the one temple throughout the world that's serving Yahweh and Yahshua like they're supposed to be served. They think they have the whole truth and nothing but the truth,
Okay.
and no other temples. So they're fond of using this scripture.
Okay.
They went out from us, but they were not of us. For if they had been of us, they would no doubt have continued with us. But they went out that they might be made manifest that they were not all of us. Well, maybe they weren't part of that particular temple. Because Yahweh, just because you start out at one temple,
Right.
to stay in unity, Yahweh's going to show us there's times when you have to split.
That's right.
Why? Because you're not just supposed to get so gorged at one temple and you sit up there all fat and full of the word and
not
you
go out
live
and-
somewhere else. Yahweh wants you to open
That's
up a
right.
temple. So then
The
get
bar.
the people that are around there so they don't have
Right.
to travel to
Hallelujah.
Timbuktu and back to get to the temple. So in order to keep unity, Yahweh shows there's times when we have to separate.
Right, right.
But just because people don't stay at the temple with you doesn't mean that they went out and it wasn't from Yahweh.
Right,
A
right.
lot of times it is from Yahweh.
Yep.
But this verse has been used negatively when people want to claim that they have a copyright on Yahweh. They don't have no copyright
No
on Yahweh.
one.
Yahweh got a copyright on himself.
That right.
All right, let's go back to the Old Testament.
Read, shall
First
we?
Kings. So this stops temples from thinking this is Mashiach's whole body. And it stops you from thinking you got to make it over there to that temple or else
Right, right.
you're not getting the word. Going to First Kings. And it stops temples from claiming they have a copyright on Yahweh. And you can't get the word unless you get it through
I
their
know,
temple.
right? So they say.
Now, dwelling in unity also stops boasting that any temple's name is above other temple's name. But you have that going on too.
Okay. Y'all right, Ron, so they answer no.
You
Y'all like
can
it is?
have people coming in and talking about they used to, if the temple was on TV or whatever, then they'd be sure you know, before they leave what the name of their temple was. So then, if they're renowned or whatever, then you would know, oh, they're on TV. So
Okay.
that was supposed to be something that's really big.
I don't like boasting and pride.
We're in 1 Kings, 9th chapter I want to go to.
Hallelujah.
9. So this stops, when you're in unity, it stops us from saying Yahweh and Yahshua's temple is the temple to
I
attend
know, right?
because it's more well known. It'll stop me from saying because my temple is the largest, that's the one to attend. Matter of
Okay.
fact, Yahweh tells you the Broadway, you have to watch out, right?
Okay.
So when stuff gets to getting, too big and stuff, then Yahweh said that's kind of like a red flag. You have to be careful with that. Don't pick it because it's the biggest.
Right. Y'all like it
Yahweh
is,
said
Ron.
that you want to be careful with doing that.
That right?
1 Kings 9, let's read verse 3, please.
Hallelujah.
And Yahweh said unto him, I have heard thy prayer and thy supplication that thou hast made before me. I have hallowed this house, which thou hast built to put my name. Therefore forever, and my eyes and my heart shall be there perpetually.
Now that's the one to attend.
Okay.
But Yahweh said now Jerusalem is on high now. And Yahweh said, matter of fact, the Bayit, the temple is within you.
That right?
When you have Ruach HaKodesh.
Yes, it is.
And Yahweh Amar said unto him, I have Shema or heard thy Palal or Tifalah. He's talking to King Shelomah when
Right.
he was dedicating the temple over in Jerusalem.
Hallelujah.
And he had that ceremony. Yahweh said, and Shelomah said, whoever prays towards this place,
That's right.
and hear them and grant them their prayer petition. That's why we stand and
That's
we
right.
face
Y'all
toward
right, right.
Yahshua. We
Jerusalem.
don't stand and face toward the east.
No, we don't.
Because Yahweh said stand and face toward that holy place,
Right?
which is in Jerusalem or Yerushalayim. And Yahweh is very specific with his words.
Yes, he is.
So you won't hear us standing up saying we'll stand and face the east. Because if I move over to Germany and I stand up and say, okay, I'm going to stand and face the east, my back is going to be towards
Okay,
the
y'all
spot
right,
where Yahweh said.
Tell it like it is.
He said, pray towards this temple right here.
Best place.
And he said, I heard your prayer and your supplication. I've hallowed this by it, this temple, this house. That's why we stand in our minds, we're thinking of that spot, that house, over in Jerusalem. Because Yahweh said that's where his eyes and ears would be there. He said, my eyes and my mind will be there perpetually. How long is perpetually?
Forever.
Never
stops.
All day,
Never
all
stops.
night.
Amen.
All right, so we understand that's the one to attend. That's the temple to go to. Doesn't mean I got to fly over to Jerusalem.
Right.
Because Yahweh said he has other places where he puts his name there. But the bottom line, he says, don't you know that you're the temple? He said, yeah, because Ruach HaKodesh lives in you.
That's right.
His power source lives in you.
Yes, it does.
And he said, you become holy.
Hallelujah. Hallelujah.
All right, let's go back to the New Testament, 1 Corinthians. So we just want to understand now, there's one body, there's one temple, and there's not anywhere else outside Jerusalem. And when Yahshua comes back, he's even going to set up the temple.
All right.
In Jerusalem, the real one. Now they say the Dome of the Rock is on that spot, whatever. Well, who cares? Yahshua going to get rid of all that and set up his own building anyway.
Right.
1 Corinthians, the 3rd chapter.
Praise the Maria.
So, brethren, dwelling together in unity, know that temples do not belong to any individual person.
They should know.
Doesn't belong to a group of people. They're called by Yahshua's name, and they all belong to him and Yahweh.
And I said, praise the Maria.
1 Corinthians, the 3rd chapter, 1 verse 11. 1 Corinthians, the 3rd chapter. Let's read verse 11, please.
For other foundations can no man lay than that is laid, which is Yahshua Messiah.
So let's go back to Psalms.
Praise Yahweh.
So Yahshua is the foundation. Psalm 74th chapter, upon which all temples are built.
Yes, he is.
Those of us in unity, we understand that.
Yes, we do.
We're not trying to push our name out there.
No, we're
and
not.
I always recount that when Micaiah and I first went on TV, we made a pact. We weren't going to put our last name on there. We were just going to put Brother Micaiah and Sister Shelomah. Because we said we don't care if anybody knows our last name.
All right.
We want to know Yahweh and Yahshua's
That's
last
it.
name. It's all about Yahweh
That's
and Yahshua. And that's been a good practice.
Hallelujah.
And
Praise
then
the Maria.
you won't see on TV where our names are so big and huge, and then Yahweh and Yeshua's name
I know, right?
little bitty, the temple name. No. It's always going to be a bigger font
That's
than ours.
right. Hallelujah.
And our name may or may not be on there.
Right.
Okay, Psalm 74, and let's start at verse 3, please.
Hallelujah.
Psalm 74,
Praise
and read verse 3.
Lift up thy feet unto the perpetual desolation, even all that the enemy hath done wickedly in the sanctuary.
All right, so the enemy's done some wicked things in the sanctuary.
Right.
They've, number one, left Yahweh out thinking that it's not his sanctuary. They think it belongs to them.
Right.
Yeah.
It says, lift up thy feet unto the perpetual desolations, even all that the enemy had done. Rasha in the sanctuary. He's done it right inside the temple. And that's why we brethren have come together in unity. Why? To get that out.
Right.
And they say fight the fights that need fighting. That is a fight that needs fighting when somebody's coming into the temple and not, it says, if you're not against me, then everything's all right.
All right.
If you're against me, as far as what Yahweh told me to do,
Right.
I mean, vice versa. If I come over to your temple and I'm against what Yahweh told you to do, I need
Okay.
to stay away from your
Y'all
temple,
right?
right?
Y'all right. Tell like it is for them to know.
So that he's saying they done wickedly in the sanctuary.
Oh, yeah.
Verse
Okay.
4.
Thine enemies roar in the midst of thy congregation. They set up their ensigns for silence.
So he said, your enemies come into the congregation
Yeah.
roaring instead of coming to hear what Yahweh
Right.
said. Like I used the example about the business venture that was being discussed.
Right.
Well, you all didn't come here to hear me talk about a business venture that I'm doing.
No, we did not.
Right. And everybody's coming to Yahweh and Yahshua's temple. They're not coming to hear something other than what Yahweh has to
What
say.
thus says Yahweh.
And something that's going to feed them and
That's right.
nurture them so they
Praise
can go
the
back
mighty
out
God.
in the world.
Right.
It said, but the enemies are roaring
Yeah.
in the midst of the congregation. What? Speaking their own thoughts, saying their own words. Brethren in unity, don't do that.
We do not.
Brethren in unity take the back seats when they come into the congregation. You have some people where if you're a small congregation and the speaker's up, they want to come all the way up front. Let's sit down in the back. And like Yahweh says, be invited up front.
Right,
That's
right,
part
yeah.
of dwelling together in
That's
unity
what he does says
and
Yahweh.
being humble.
Hallelujah.
All right? He said, but they're roaring, and then they set up their signs for signs. So you don't see Yahweh's zitzits. You don't see perhaps a menorah. You don't see that. They got some other signs for signs. They got the white YHWH up in there.
Okay.
But again, those of us that are dwelling together in unity, we're not going to come to your temple like a sister did and going to tell us about the things that we had in the temple, like the menorah. And then going to tell one sister how she's not Israel. And the sister went over and showed her the scriptures where the menorah was in the temple.
Praise the mighty Yah. Right?
But again, that was disunity.
Yes, it is.
If that's her belief, that's fine. But
Right.
you don't come over here attacking, trying to
impose it
stink
on
up
someone else.
something. You don't do that.
No,
so
you not should.
she got herself embarrassed by somebody she said not even Israel.
Okay.
Hey, we're all spiritual Israel.
Hallelujah. Praise the
It
mighty
doesn't matter
Yah.
about the
Praise the
natural.
mighty
Natural
Yah.
Israel gonna be in the lake of fire just like
That's right.
everybody else
That's right.
that's not following Yahweh.